Hi, my name's Casey Shutt, pastor of King's Cross Church, and this is Little Church. And we've been looking at Acts 2:42 as a guide for how we conduct Little Church. And the final piece of that is that the early church devoted themselves to the prayers, and there's a liturgical shape to that. So what I want to do now is kind of transition away from Acts 2:42 explicitly and talk about just a few liturgies, rhythms, flows in our home that I think patterns that should mark a good home. And there has been, so think about it this way. Educators say that so much of education is caught, not taught. That in any school or any educational institution or place of formation, there's the explicit curriculum that's being taught, but then there's also this culture that's just sort of in the air. There's an aroma, and it is just as, if not even more, formative than the explicit curriculum being taught. And so the first thing I want to talk about is just put simply, leave your kids alone. There has been a trend in parenting over now you could take what I just said the wrong way, so just hang with me for a sec. There's a trend of what's been called helicopter parenting, but basically these children who have had mom and dad just so engaged in their child's lives, stepping in at any just whiff of difficulty in the life of child and swooping down, helicopter, swooping down to rescue the child from the challenge. And then these children get into the real world where there are real challenges and they just don't know how to cope. And so one thing to do is to let your kids just be outside and play and not have their time so hyper structured that they never have any opportunity to do anything aside from what you've planned for them under your direct supervision. That's not good for a child. Think of it this way. Too many parents take what I would call a GPS approach to parenting. They're dictating every step their child can make. But eventually, the child leaves. And what happens when GPS mom or dad are not there? They don't have really any tools for navigating their own lives. A better way to think about your role as parent is that you're providing a compass. You're imparting to your children the wisdom and tools that will help them live a well-lived life. And so part of that involves them getting kind of out there and doing stuff and making mistakes and maybe even getting into trouble so that they can hopefully learn from those things. And so that's one piece of this. We're going to continue in the next video with another liturgy, namely storytelling, which is critically important.